at rumor mongering. You might have seen something called Magneto or MODOK.
What's a Magneto?
A Magneto is, yeah, I don't know. he can control
water, right?
Stereo equipment or something.
Oh, okay.
Something like, yeah, I don't know how it works. If the stereo equipment's made of wood, it doesn't. His powers don't work.
Hey Seth, are you stronger than JGonzo and Snow on MVC3? I think his pinky is stronger than both of us combined.
I don't know if I've ever seen these guys. I don't know if I've seen them really go all out, though. So it's not technically proven.
We just played like 3 matches.
All right, if I was a betting man, yes. Yes. But they are much stronger than me on Goof Troop, I know. And
the freaking Goof Troop.
Mega
yes.
Man, we've never gone toe-to-toe on Mega Man because I fancy myself a Mega Man player, but you did complete the hard mode.
I did,
trial.
which you still haven't, right?
The pit, I have not yet passed the pit.
Yeah.
So you've definitely got me there and put me to shame on Resident Evil as well. So
it's all right.
Yes, we each have our own powers. But
wait, we should also mention that Sean not only does Goof Troop, he's also good at Monster Hunter.
Oh, and another game called Lost Planet, which he's spent a few thousand hours on, and is. I actually thought I was kind of good at Lost Planet, the multiplayer, and that's why that when I was meeting Sean, I was like, okay, this is now I know what good looks like.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was Sean and it was not me.
Let's get my ugly mug off of this.
No, let's not. No. Oh God.
There.
Oh.
Excellent. All right, so I guess people have been going. What are you doing?
Trying to hide. Hide and lurk.
MODOK. MODOK is the biggest WTF,
Yes.
I guess, character reveal ever.
Yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about him?
Basically, he definitely is filed under the. I bet you weren't guessing that one.
What the?
Yes, what the that's the category of MODOK. But that's what makes the game fun, right? So we've got stars and sort of guys you might expect like Magneto and things like that, but we like to mix it up. So again, I think Spencer and Arthur were both somewhat unusual choices.
Is MODOK the crazy character you mentioned at PAX?
Actually, no.
Oh, there's crazier characters.
No, that's a good question. I saw somebody else had asked me about that, and actually, no, MODOK is not the nut bar that I had mentioned at PAX.
Damn.
So I know someone said, I think I called him mind melting or something. Yeah, so
those reactions are hilarious.
So I saw the connection to MODOK, mind melting, and he's a mental organism. Designed only for killing, which is actually MODOK.
Yeah, did we figure out what MODOK stood for without looking it up on Wikipedia?
I actually am a nerd for loser characters like MODOK. Losers in today's world, although maybe MODOK's making a comeback. But yeah, characters like, I think I was the only guy who knew who when we first started talking about Dormammu, I was the only one that had Dormammu facts
right.
at hand, and back in the old days with Shumagarath, I was like, oh, it's Shumagarath from the Chaos Dimension, and everyone's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I'm a big fan of oddball characters, especially from the Fantastic Four universe, AIM and the whole thing. Cosmic Cube will feature heavily in MODOK's gameplay. He calls a lot of little mini, Cosmic Cube is a bit powerful to be pulling out in a street fight. But
that's also Red Skull's kind of weapon.
Yes. Well, MODOK has baby cosmic cubes. He's got cubes. Maybe they're not cosmic. They're solar systemic. How about that? No, but the character that I thought was and by nuts, I don't just mean unsurprising. I just mean awesome, super awesome. That was not the awesome character I was referring to. Although I do quite like MODOK and have. It's not an infinite, but a nice little 3-tier loop with all of his baby legs running up and down your face and then back and down and back and down. So MODOK has a lot of very unique mechanics. Obviously, his normal attacks are not his bread and butter.
Mental organism designed only for kimchi. That's exactly what it stands for. Thank you.
Yes. Let's hear some action from the Korean contingent. I ate kimchi, mostly kimchi, for most of my life, or for a year of my life, actually. Yeah, I was a hungry young student, and I learned what kimchi was from a Korean friend of mine, and decided I can afford this and rice, and ate a lot of it, and I still eat a lot of it, even when I can afford to buy more expensive foods from any fast food place that I want. I can just go in there and the entire value menu, anything on it.
MODOK is very attractive. What is wrong with you guys?
Well, I'm sure.
You're about to go to Dirty Joke, LaVille, aren't you?
No, that's you. That's your department. I'm not one for the.
Well,
profane.
let's talk about the other characters. Arthur for me is one of the bigger, huge, exciting characters.
Yeah, Arthur, and in terms of like, so Ghosts and Goblins, you know a little bit about this, but I'm a Ghosts and Goblins nut. I've got a framed copy of Super Ghouls and Ghosts in my office.
That is correct. I can confirm.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite games. This is sort of his instantiation, but my first playing Ghosts and Goblins was the first Capcom arcade game I believe I ever beat. On 1 quarter.
What? That's crazy.
And it took me about a year to be able to do that.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an extremely hard game.
I know, but you have to keep at it until you can do it, right?
Yes.
That's how the Mega Man mentality comes from as well.
That's exactly. Yes, I like punishing games.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's not this one's not about punishing. It's about having really almost perfectly recreated the character that you remember from Super Ghouls and Ghosts in a fighting universe.
So then he controls, so it's incredibly difficult to win as him, right?
Well, if there was a platforming section of MVC2, I'm sure it would be filled with annoyingly placed enemies. But in this game, there's only 3 annoyingly placed enemies. And, yeah, but I fell in love immediately because his jump is exactly right. He's got his cartoony jump where he's like, doing, and a double jump as well to get him out of trouble if he's in a bad spot. But basically, he's got all of his weapons from the game, and you can sort of mash them out, too. So we'll talk a little bit of detail. So I believe right now his daggers, which are one of my favorites, are quarter circle forward with light attack. But you can get up to like 8 of those in the air just by, you make the motion, and then you just jam on light attack, and you can get up to 8 daggers flying out in a row. So it gives him a lot of pressure. Those daggers remind me of Spiral's knives from MVC2. He doesn't play like Spiral. He doesn't have tricky teleports. But as far as like lockdowns go, you better believe he's got lockdowns. So definitely a range character. He's most effective at range. Has a super that's a little bit like the beat plane from Mega Man, where he can't fly around, but he can jump around and keep the fireballs coming. His level 3, which you actually see in the video, is basically the twin dragons, the red and blue dragons, and a giant explosion that fly around. That's very effective. It has a full screen area effect, much like Amaterasu's level 1, where it just hits everything on the screen. So pretty effective in terms of gameplay, but he can keep you away like nobody else, especially when he powers up his armor. The power up on the armor gives the weapons all different behavior, and things like the flask, or the torch rather, where it lights the ground on fire, becomes really massive. Basically, any rushdown characters, like for instance X23, who've been giving me problems, you can really cause her a whole world of hurt by getting those flasks out there, or the torch rather. I'm mixing my Castlevania with my Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh look, it's Tsuma-san. We should have all. Well, I should turn over the show. Well,
well, we can't talk to Natsuma-san.
No, we can pretend.
Where's Miguel? Yes, we can ask you questions. We can ask Natsuma-san questions, which he will answer in Japanese, and then we will go. We don't know. We don't know what he said. Yeah, could have been anything.
It's been tough for Miguel, especially because we got one translator for multiple producers.
Yes, he's over with, I believe, signing with Inafune-san right now.
Yes, I believe he's busy, but it'd be great to have him in a bit.
Sorry, that was a little pop in from Nitsuma, fresh from last night's panel hijinks. And it was you weren't able to attend the panel last night, right? Yeah, it was nuts. So really excited crowd. I've never seen a crowd actually so excited, so enthusiastic. And then Nitsuma-san sometimes likes to throw out items to the crowd near the end, and that was near riot status. I was actually like, we could be in some trouble here. But yeah, we got to do QA. We had matches from the audience. Of course, the character reveals.
Yeah.
We talked about some costume stuff. Sort of showed off Symbiote Spider-Man. And there was one Spider-Man costume that they just threw into the PowerPoint that I didn't recognize. And so I didn't actually know what it was from. And I didn't want to ask the Marvel guys because I didn't want to be shamed. And they'd be like,
I haven't even seen a screenshot. Wait, actually, whatever.
You can pull it up.
Yeah.
It's sort of a black Spider-Man with a neon green tinting, and apparently it's from a new line of Spider-Man books. I don't remember now what they're called, but it's like a forthcoming series that's not even out yet. So
Internet, do you know?
Big time, yes. It's big time. That's correct. It's big time Spider-Man.
I must be so out of the loop on comics. I had no idea.
That made me feel much better that I didn't know the answer to that because it's not actually out. So yeah.
I follow comics pretty closely, and that's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah. Can you choose the same character more than once? I wasn't ready to do questions from the internet, but yeah, probably not online. So that will be similar to MVC2, but. In the other modes, certainly in our demo builds right now you can, but probably we want to keep it separate. So you can only play one of everybody on one team, at least for maybe online ranked matches. So that's not a decision that's baked yet, but it may follow the MVC2 approach of only one of each character per team.
Someone was asking about Arthur's armor and breaking stuff. Like, how does that work?
There's sort of different ways it works right now, so that's also not quite baked, but in some instances it's damage. In other instances, it can be if there's certain moves you try, like you see in the video, he tries one of his Lance Rush moves, and if you try that and it's blocked, your armor falls off. So there's different approaches right now, but we want to make it fun and not just annoying, so he can power up his super armor as a super, but the way he loses the armor is something else, and then what kind of damage deficit that's going to cause him, we'll see that as well. Is another thing we're still sort of working on in the sort of final balancing stage.
Right. Okay. This. Hi there.
Rasan's going to win his 5th game.
Who?
Rasan.
Oh, he's playing?
He's playing. This is his 5th game.
Evil Rasan is playing. I assume he's the winner, playing the Skrull. And I guess if he wins this game, he will.
It's his 5th match, and he gets a swag bag.
He'll won the swag bag with the T-shirt and the special poster front.
That's pretty cool.
It's a little standard combo there. That's not a good idea. Looks like he's going to be. Ryu's running away. Hits him with a little launcher there. Looks like Ryu doesn't have the juice yet. Sean's got to use some of Doom's new moves. And those boots, which you can cancel very effectively now. Oh, he brings in Dormammu, wants to try and close him out with that full screen super. Maybe a little portal action. Looks like he's trying to kill him in some sort of dramatic fashion, maybe. Well, anyway, best of luck to Rasan.
All right.
I don't think he needs my help. He's a very strong player. Skrull assist into the Doom, and that should be not it.
Nope.
Anyway, well... Now that I'm watching, it's hard to not watch. He gets a wall bounce. That's a command normal that Dormammu just bounced him off the wall.
It's almost over.
So, yeah. Uh-oh, Earthquake. Oh, wait, it's just Sean monkeying with
This is a pretty close match right now.
With the Ustream. I think he's toying with him. Oh, let's see if that cancels out the fireball. Nope, it did not. I was like, I don't think it shouldn't, but I was like, maybe if you aim it just right. But he did not aim it just right, and Rasan takes it with Dormammu.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Yeah. We make unlockable characters optional, like cheat code or an option. Well, if there are unlockable characters, don't expect a cheat code. So
there you go. That's the answer.
I'm not a fan of unlockable characters. I like it when everybody's unlocked, but other people have different ideas, so we'll see where we end up on that. Unlockables are definitely not out of the question. Some people actually like them a lot. Gives them something to shoot for, sense of achievement, you know. Things like that. So I understand that. I chalk it up to personal taste, I think, in a lot of ways. But if there are unlockable characters, there won't be a way to just sort of bypass the unlocking process, probably.
Right.
So you'll need to actually earn it.
Well, I guess you want to talk about Magneto a little bit. Do you want to talk to us about Magneto?
Magneto, still too early. What can I say? He's got a little bit of new juice. I'm enjoying my. Water.
Vitamin C infused water.
Emergency plus water.
Yeah.
It's an important friend for cons. What can I say about Magneto? The things you liked before are still largely there. The rushing is a different flavor of fast rush. So it's not quite like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 style Magneto. The assists also, well, he'll have plenty of options off assists. So I think he's still going to be extremely dangerous. He's got some new options in the air in terms of projectiles. We'll talk more about that. So Magneto's another one of those characters that's still a little bit in progress. So harder for me to say because I think, well, not anticipating here. I know what people want to know. Very specific stuff about the way he moves. I mean, you get a pretty good idea just from what you've seen so far, but he's not a complete departure from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Magneto, but that's why they're going to want to know the very specific kind of details which are in flux. So Magneto is a character that we haven't been able to show playably too much because those are the kind of things that we're still talking about.
Okay, cool. What about, who are we missing?